Hello and a very warm welcome to Qingdao in China for the second session on semi-finals day at the Badminton Asia Championships. I'm Jill Clark and we have 5 matches for you this evening. Of course, we had session 1 this afternoon and a big upset in this afternoon session in the men's singles because the number 2 seed Chen Long of China defeated by his teammate Du Pengyu in a marathon match, 3 games lasting an hour and 17 minutes. Well, that's what we've got for you this evening. 5 matches this evening, and we're starting with women's doubles. Japanese number 4 seeds against the unseeded pair from China. Then men's singles, and the current world champion against the former world champion, the 2-time defending champion, of course, Lin Dan, up against his teammate Chen Jin. Then women's singles and a current world number 1 against a former world number 1. Last year's champion Wang Yihan up against Wang Shixian, the number 3 seed. Then men's doubles and the number 1 seeds Chai Biao and Guo Zhengdong up against Kim and Kim from Korea. And then the last of our semi-finals this evening is mixed doubles, and the Korean pair of Kang and playing in their first ever tournament together up against the 2011 All England champions. And number 2 seeds here, Zhu Chen and Ma Jin of China. So as you can see, well, China, as always in badminton, highly dominant and highly involved in the latter stages of the events, and none more so than when they play on home soil, as indeed they're doing here in Qingdao. Well, the crowd yet to really make their way into the stadium. Oh, there's a happy fan. Oh, lovely. Maybe a future champion one day in the making. Well, I can tell you, you'll be learning from the best today. And there's more fans. Certainly, if you were with us this afternoon, not only was there a big upset in the men's singles, as I say, with Du Pengyu, the number 5 seed, overcoming Chen Long, his teammate, number 2 seed, but of course we only had 4 matches this afternoon because sadly Pan Pan, who was due to take place in the women's doubles with Cheng Shu, she has injured herself and therefore gave a walkover to Qianxin and Zhao Yunlei, the number 1 seeds. That was due to be the first match for this evening's session, and of course with more tickets sold for tonight's session, what the organisers have chosen to do is to save the last match, the 5th match from this afternoon session, and play it as first match this evening. So we're absolutely delighted to say that our first match, and coming up in just a moment, is women's doubles, and it's the number 4 seeds Shizuka, Matsuo and Mami Naito, there they are, of Japan, up against Bao Yixin and Qianxin of China. Chinese pair, unseeded, but now up to number 15 in the world ranking. That's their highest ever position. This Japanese pair, the left and right-hander, well, they're well established in the world's top 10. Number 7 in the world ranking, but they are only the 3rd ranked Japanese pair. Of course, Fuji and Kakiwa, number 4 in the world ranking, and Maeda and Suetsuna, number 5. So as the world ranking stands, this Japanese pair of Matsuo and Naito would not qualify for the Olympic Games because to get 3 pairs into the Olympics, all 3 have to be in the top 4 in the world. So the number 4 seeds from Japan, Shizuka Matsuo. There she is, 25 years of age, from Osaka, not the tallest of athletes, only 157, that's 5'1". Her partner, the left-hander Mami Naito, also 25. Formed their partnership in 2009, did the Japanese combination, the first ever tournament together at the Austrian International in Vienna. They won. Well, there's Qianxin, 21 years of age, so she'll turn 22 next month. And Bao Yixin, a 19-year-old from Hunan province. 2 gold medals for Bao Yixin at the World Junior Championships of 2010. Women's doubles and mixed doubles as well. So for the Japanese pair, this is their 3rd semi-final of the year, having already reached the semi-final of the Malaysia Super Series event and also the Australian Grand Prix Gold. Well, they've only had to play 2 matches to reach this semi-final stage, because as the number 4 seeds, they got a bye in the first round. In the second round, they had to play the former world number 1s, Chen Wenxing and Yixin of Taipei, 21-13, 21-16 that. Had a much tougher quarter-final yesterday evening against the Koreans Zhong and Kim Ha-na. Dropped the second game. Hour and 8 minutes, that quarter-final. Whereas this Chinese pair, well, they've had a tough old draw, I can assure you. First round, they beat the Southeast Asian Games gold medalists from last year, Augustin and Maheswari from Indonesia. Saved a match point, in fact saved 3 match points in the second game before winning through in an hour and 24 minutes in the decider 21-12. Second round, the Chinese pair disposed of the number 2 seeds, Mizuki Fuji and Reika Kakiwa. That was an hour and 34 minutes. And then in the quarter-final yesterday, the young Chinese disposed of the top Thailand pair, Duang Anong Arunkison and Kunchela Vorovici Chaikul, 21-15, 22-20. So they've been on court for 3 hours 47 minutes, and you compare that to an hour and 50 minutes for the Japanese pair. So the second of the women's doubles semi-finals. Who's going to have the right to meet the number 1 seeds, Zhao Yunlei and Qianxin, in tomorrow's final? Well, I can tell you that the number 4 seeds, Shizuka Matsuo and Mami Naito of Japan, in their 4 previous meetings against Bao Yixin and Zhong Qianxin, have never beaten them. This young Chinese pair have won on all 4 previous occasions. Just wide. Bao Yixin, the 19-year-old, I personally believe is probably one of the most there she is, one of the most talented badminton players. Watched her playing both women's doubles and mixed at senior level. I knew she was talented when she won the World Junior Championships. But her transition into senior badminton has been as smooth as anything. Her reading of the game, her technical ability as well, is belies her young years. The only concern, of course, is that heavily strapped left knee. Pick up an injury when you're young. And I speak from experience when I say it can be quite an effect on a career. Oh, that's a brilliant smash. Great angle. Yeah, a little high fives, pleased with that. I remember watching this young Chinese pair at the Japan Open last year, and they won their first ever title together, and a Super Series event at that. Beat the former world number ones Qianxin and Yixin in that final, saved 2 match points in the second, hour and 17 minutes. And they're obviously a pair that cope well with pressure, tight situations, because of course they saved 3 match points in their opening match, first round encounter at these Asian Championships. Long, grueling rally. Oh. Yeah, so well worked by the Chinese youngsters. Oh, my goodness gracious. Just wide. And of course, this young Chinese pair was semi-finalists at the last Asian Championships, played in Qingdao last year. Lost to the eventual winners, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang, and of course Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang not back to defend their title. Oh, that's great reactions from Zhong Qianxin. Oh, she's under pressure, crouches down low, guides the shuttle into the open space. Oh, overruled by the umpire. that's nice, and nice movement following forward after the defensive drive from Matsuo. All pushed it long of the back line. Very much the worker in the partnership. Zhong Qianxin. Japanese coaches. A little shake of the head. We saw a number of errors on the return of serve in the men's doubles this afternoon session. Chinese players, I think perhaps some of them, feel the pressure playing in front of the home fans. Yeah, it's a great return of serve. That's the sort of thing that so impresses me with Yixin. Oh, right idea. That's where the gap was. Spotted it, did Matsuo. Yeah, it was a big gap too. Couldn't get it over though. Japanese pair, it's very much their style of play. Extend the rallies, work your opponents. I do wish they'd get the net player involved a little more often, because when the net player gets involved, this lady, Yixin, for the Chinese combination, that's where you hit your winners from the front of the court. All the women nowadays in world badminton in doubles, their defensive play is so good. You can't expect to hit winners from the back of the court. You've got to hit in such a place, smashing down towards your opponents, that your net player can read what's happening and intercept and try and play the winner, as exactly as Yixin did in that last rally. 9-all. Oh, super smash from Zhong Qianxin. 4 straight points from 6-9 deficit. And their noses in front, the Chinese youngsters. Oh yes, there she is again. Yixin making the big difference in this match with her reading at the nets. Yeah, forward she goes at exactly the right moments. So a 2-point advantage at the mid-game interval. On a run of 5 straight points. Well, whilst the Japanese pair have been very consistent throughout their careers, and certainly this year, this is their 3rd semi-final of the year. Young Chinese pair. Already been in a final in 2012. That was the Swiss Grand Prix Gold event. And this is a run now of 6 straight points. Yeah, they work so well in the combination. As I said earlier, Zhong Qianxin, very much the worker from the back of the court, but she smashes in the right place to get Yixin involved and finishing off the rally. Well, finally the run of points comes to an end. Not for 4 times, 7 straight points. Oh, it's landed well in. Yeah, the drift is not only taking the shuttle lengthways, but it's also a sideways drift as well. Wind blowing from right to left as we look down on the court, so from our right towards the left, so anything hit down the Chinese backhand side there gets drifted further out. Anything hit down their forehand side, the shuttle tends to stay in. Oh, she's missed it. Goodness me. Yeah, clever clear. Oh yes, good smash from the left-hander, M.Naito. Yeah. For once, Yixin caught off guard. Oh my goodness. Well, sent in the wrong direction as M.Naito went down on the floor. I wondered if she just twisted an ankle a little. Something seemed to give way. It was a great... Oh dear, yes, I didn't like the look of that. Oh no, it was okay. Didn't go over on the ankle. Just couldn't change direction. Yeah, just a little skip on the spot to just test out, make sure everything's okay. Pushed it wide, that's the drift coming into play, moving the shuttle out of court. And I have to say that was a tired looking shot from Shizuka Matsuo. Not physically tired, but I wonder how mentally tired they are. 24 individual tournaments in the last 12 months, desperately chasing Olympic qualifying points, which are taken direct from the world ranking. And compare that to their opponents, only ever played 8 previous tournaments together. They look fresh and they look adventurous, inspired. Too adventurous on that occasion from Yixin. Absolutely imperative that the number 4 seeds from Japan have a little run here. They're 4 points adrift. Yeah, it's good work. Well, they look quietly confident, don't they, the 2 Chinese coaches? They definitely look more relaxed than the 2 Japanese coaches. She's in the right place at the right time once again. Two points needed for the opening game. There's a little hand signal, just letting her partner know where she's going to serve to. Short. Oh, it's good defence. Clash of rackets. Oh. How many times have we seen that? Bao Yixin moving forward at the right time, reading the game and making the decisive interception. 5 game points now for the Chinese youngsters. That's long of the back line. Second time of asking. And Bao Yixin and Qianxin take the opening game. 24 minutes, 21-16. Yeah, a little indecision. Almost looked as if she was going to try and play it. But it was clearly long. Opening game to the unseeded pair from China. Well, there's a bit of a glazed look from the Japanese pair as their coach is talking to them. Mentally tired. Yeah, lots of strapping on the legs there, both legs of Shizuka Matsuo. The number of tournaments they've played is just catching up with them. Well, they were very, very impressive in the opening game. Were the young Chinese pair of Bao Yixin and Qianxin. 24 minutes, 21-16 the scoreline. And I have to say, during that 2-minute timeout, Japanese coaches working very, very hard with their two players, but at times it seemed to me as if there was a bit of a glazed look by them. They've been dashing all over the world, chasing points, trying to get their rankings up higher. They were down in Australia, the Australian Grand Prix Gold event, just a couple of weeks ago. Reached the semi-final there, but they need to draw on all their experience. Now the Japanese pair, if they're to come through this semi-final, certainly won't be for lack of trying, because they know that if they're to qualify for the Olympics ahead of either the world number 4s, Fuji and Kakiwa, or the world number 5s, Maeda and Suetsuna, who both lost their first matches. They both had byes because they were the number 2 and 3 seeds. And the way the world ranking works is that if you lose your first match, then you get first round loser points. So rankings could change if this Japanese pair could win this encounter. And that's a big if, And the body language of the two Japanese players. I can really understand what they're going through. The disappointment of seeing the net cord there. A little look towards the coaches. And that's a good return of serve. And one apiece with the net cords in the second game. Oh, it's gone wide. And once again, the drift. Players must know about it. They've been playing in this magnificent arena all week. And Chinese pair want shuttle change. Japanese didn't want to do so, but the umpire from Indonesia, umpire Panana, says yes, should be changed. (4-2). And that goes down as a real missed opportunity. Oh yes, no mistake this time. Put away with venom. Good rally. And in the end, Zhong Qianxin running out of patience. When I said in the open game, it's very typical of the Japanese pair to play this patient, extended rallies. Love those sort of tactics. Certainly remember this Japanese pair in the semi-final of the 2010 Denmark Open. Had to play against their teammates Fuji and Kakiwa. They played for over an hour, and they hadn't even reached the mid-game interval of the second game. And their opponents eventually retired halfway through the deciding game after an hour and 41 minutes. They were 11-5 up in the decider. Their opponents went down with cramp. So we know that Matsuo and Naito certainly can play the long matches, and they won't have any worries about lasting the distance. It's whether mentally they're still alert enough. Yeah, Chinese combination in the wrong formation. Well spotted by Yixin. Too long. Yeah, that's the lengthways drift coming into play. Well, I'm not quite sure what the umpire was saying there, but obviously unhappy about something that Qianxin was doing, calling out or trying to influence line judges. I'm really not sure. It's gone wide. There really is an awful lot of strapping on both those legs of Matsuo. Both thighs, maybe it's hamstrings or quad muscles. And she and her partner certainly helped with that neck cord from M.Naito. Well, I remember this scoreline of 9-6 in the opening game. And the Japanese pair failed to win any of the next 7 rallies. More than happy to defend the Japanese pair. That's gone wide, and suddenly when they take the initiative and go forward to the net, what a difference that makes. Little hold and flick. That was a super shot from Shizuka Matsuo. So to the mid-game interval, number 4 seeds from Japan with a 4-point advantage. 11-7. And perhaps the attacking play of the Chinese youngsters just not penetrating quite as well, because they're just that fraction of a second slower, having already played 38 minutes this match in progress already. Just takes the sting out of the smashes when you're a little bit fatigued. Yeah, nicely done. It's the drive defence. As soon as she saw that Matsuo hadn't really got hold of it properly, in she went. She was very close towards the back line, but it was indeed in. Yeah. Whilst with the defensive play, you can hope to wear down opponents. I'm personally not convinced by the tactics. I love to see pairs going out and making it happen instead of sitting back defending, waiting for opponents to make errors. I like to see badminton players try and force opponents into error by fast, deceptive play. That's just a personal thing. Oh, luck of the net cord. Immediately apologises Matsuo. Oh, it's clearly long at the back line. Yeah, 2 smashes down the centre of the court, then switches up the angle, across the body. This final one of the left-hander out towards her forehand side, but still trying to play it with the backhand action. Yeah, she knows it. Oh, that's nice too. Racket arm outstretched, Zhong, Qianxin. Look at that. Punch through the shot. Super play. Now, just 1 point the deficit. And back level. 4 straight points. Yeah, real concern on the Japanese coach. And now into the lead. Five straight points. Well, they had this little run, didn't they, in the opening game, and replicated it again here. That's short. Stemmed the tide. And they're just saying that she needs to put some grip powder on her racket or wipe her hand. Quite clearly, the Japanese pair, by remaining on court, which they have done, indicate to the umpire that they're really not happy. The Chinese pair breaking up the rhythm here, taking their time. Good to see them still chatting, still encouraging each other. Fourteen all. Oh, it's long of the back line. I'm really not convinced that Zhong Qianxin was actually trying to leave that. Oh, that's well taken. Don't often see her at the net. Just proving that she too has the capability. That's very well taken. Nice. Good flick serve. Yixin then looking for the straight smash. Stepped into it. Simple little block. Outright winner. 8 of the last 9 points going in favour of the Chinese. 9 of 10 now. From 9-13 down. Another flick serve. Good angle, super angle in fact. No, it's a question of now or never as far as the Japanese pair are concerned. Oh, what a time to come up with an exquisite shot like that. Well, the Japanese pair have to build on that. Indeed they have. Oh, that was such an important rally. And all four players realised it. Close the gap now to one solitary point. Well, she's saying it was out, but she touched the shuttle, surely. Well, I thought I distinctly heard the clip of the shuttle against the racket before it landed out. Yeah, the umpire did too. It's 1 point in it. Now, about Yixin really making opponents wait. A little bit of gamesmanship coming into this. That's a pity. It's been a quality match. But that was a wild one. 18 all. Oh, well, how many times has she done that? Bao Yixin stepping forwards into the shots, control of the racket heads. Here we go. Just calmly blocks it into the open space. 2 points away from a place in the final. Short, even shorter. It's not going over. Greeted with almost silence from the crowd here in Qingdao. Once again, they're taking their time. I'm surprised the umpire is allowing them to get away with this. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's going wide. Goodness me, she took it. What a rally. Finally. Well, they had to work so hard for that rally, but in all honesty, they took the initiative, the Chinese youngsters, and they've got their reward. They've got themselves match point.
That's short.
Lovely change of pace from Zhong Qianxin, and she and Yixin are through to the final. Semi-finalists a year ago at the Asian Championships. This year they've gone at least one better. 21-16, 21-19 in 54 minutes. What a grueling encounter. And I wonder if with that defeat, whether the Olympic chances of Shizuka Matsuo and M.Naito have disappeared as well. Confirmation then of the score and the victory for Yixin and Zhong Qianxin. 21-16, 21-19 in 54 minutes.